All right, folks, we are back this Monday afternoon, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's hop right into our afternoon meeting here. Great to have all of our students and members alike back just joining us here. Leda, Grant, Debbie, Alicia, Farzad. I saw Uday just before us, Sonia. Got Lewis, Nabil, and Randy, Michael. Got all of us just joining us here inside our live trading room. Otherwise, back on social media, though, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the work popping up right down below there. Probably need to place it a little bit higher, like I'd said before. But at Cyber Trading U, just hit that follow or subscribe button down below. You will be good to go. Our students will be good to go coming up, though, in just a bit because we have class. We have our Phase 2 stock course lined up this afternoon, just at 3:05 Eastern time for any of our silver, gold, platinum, or diamond students. And in fact, I'm in teacher mode. There we are. Here's our course schedule. We always show this at the beginning and end of every live class we do here at CTU, but no otherwise for our students, silver students or higher. We're going to be talking more about setting stops and taking profits, going a little bit deeper, further into real strategy discussion. Granted, we talked about that briefly in our first class, but discipline, trading psychology, for as much as we talk about strategy, the actual X's and O's, this was more about just making sure you know how to follow a step-by-step process, keeping yourself consistent, not just with profits, but with a routine that you're doing each and every day. Even for this afternoon, as I knock my microphone almost over, Beyond Meat, BYND, this was pushing up just before going into the early afternoon, mid-afternoon here. It's near the highs, right? So for that reason, more than anything, I could put this on our watch list to start. Let's look at the order book here if I can. Let's see. Around here, but yeah, so this has got a pretty good spread, decent order book for right now. Likely more volume even at 450 than what's showing. So you know what, Beyond Meat, just easily enough, I'll just put this on our watch list to begin here. BYND. All right, so now though, really what we'll do is just go right from top to bottom because we had an excellent morning. Honestly, probably one of the better Mondays across the entire calendar year, let alone for a summer Monday, right? So let's take a quick look. Jack this up here, a little price filter. There we go. All right, see what we can grab here going into the afternoon. PMN, dead. This thing was washed up early in the morning. Pop, drop. I guess another pop drop after two, but that was pretty much it the first time. ZIMV, add this to the buyout collection right there. We'll pass on that, though. We will not pass on this. OPAD, nice push right now. It's up over 100%. Watch out for the order book, though, on this. Yeah, watch out for the order book, though, on this. Like I just said, pretty thin, pretty skimpy. So I like the move up, but this almost might be too low volume. Trading 17.5 million shares on a 20 million share float. I would figure that this would be a little bit more filled in, but we'll come back to it because I'm not fully sold on the volume just yet. Open. Needless to be said, Open's going back on our watch list, right? Because the spread on this is perfect. It's nice, tight penny spread, big order size at every price. But we've had icebergs on this that created support resistance. This has been an absolute perfect trade so far, especially even here where it even topped off a little earlier. I'm sorry, a little bit later than reversal time 10:30. But it still made higher lows and then eventually rebroke resistance here. Had this huge iceberg order at stock. We had this huge iceberg order just before at $4.40. Popped up just for a short while. Wasn't there for a long time, but it was there for a good time, right? It was like 1.3 million shares that popped up, instantly got filled, and then from there, just smooth run up. So for right now, yeah, the Open we'll just put right back on our list. ATNF, another one here, I guess, trying to make a push for the afternoon. This stock, oh wow, yeah, it's higher from Thursday, obviously, as you could see. Lost our focus on this for a little bit Friday, early this morning. Wasn't really trading much volume, but just made a nice clean run going into the late morning, the early afternoon session here. Kind of a lower high now. If we want to come back to this, then we will let it prove itself to us. Same thing here. Let the stock prove itself to us. It's not fully proven just yet because even here when we weren't looking, it just broke back over 3 and then it just failed to hold over it nicely as support, right? For as much as this was nipping and testing 3 as a working resistance, you'd figure that if it wanted to run higher, it would just play nice and hold over it as support, right? It's not. So you kind of move on from that trade there. GCTK, TDTH, all these other low float, low volume stocks from earlier, kind of pass on most of them. This NVTS, really nice run up from the early morning today. Had a good pop going back into late May, early June. If you recall, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was NVIDIA that took a partnership in them, NVTS. Led to a big pop from 4 up to 8, a little bit higher. And, this could be a really strong swing trade over time. So keep this in mind tomorrow. Keep this in mind this week, just for this afternoon. Probably not. All right, that S trade's doing pretty good for us right now. Just immediately got my entry filled there, so that's nice. Um, let's see, anything else looking good though here in the meantime? SOLT, ALAB, pretty expensive. All right, number 28, S, Sentinel 1. And early in the morning, we were on top of this trade. It's kind of tough for me to even search this right now because it's just the letter S. I think a lot of us typed the letter S a lot here in this chat board today. I'm trying to find my first call out on this stock, but pretty much this was a great move upon the market opening up. And I even took a loss on this trade at first today. This was my first loss that I took, and I got my money back, but I wish I held on. So the S move here, at least going into the market open, it was like even, let's see, a little spotty, a little low volume here at the time. It was up, but otherwise there's no guarantee. And when the order book, honestly, was pretty light when the market did open up, you're not fully convinced in like icebergs that you're going to see in pushing it up higher. But it got the job done. So I got shaken out when it first kind of tried to break higher, but didn't. Then I took the same entry pretty much, then rode it up a little bit higher from there. I did okay on the trade, but something had to have just came out here just before at 2 o'clock Eastern time, right? So I tried looking for the news just a moment ago. I didn't see anything. There's news that came out from like yesterday, from this morning. Shares of several cybersecurity related stocks trading higher amid a cyber attack on Microsoft's SharePoint servers. But I think that came out. Oh, we got some new news here. Okay, here we go. Hot off the press. This is the report. So speculation amid Palo Alto Networks trying to buy them out, I guess. A deal. Buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So that explains it. I'm sure as hell happy with this move right now. As long as 21 could hold as pretty good support here, we're going to keep this on our watch list at this point. It's had big resistance, testing it once, testing it twice. Now it's got to keep with higher lows, so just be mindful of that. But I don't mind just putting this on our watch list for right now. Small share size position also for myself here. It's not doing big share size on this thing, but let's go across the losers list coming up next, see if there's any good shorts that we could work with, maybe things on the way down. Actually a lot more on the gainer side here, quite frankly. Got to kind of fish through here, just seeing if there's anything else looking good there first. Sorry, I thought I was at like 5% already. Geez, or like 10%. UPXI, done. That was a washed up trade from earlier. IOVA, nah, a little too slow. A little too slow. CXAI, a little too slow. RXRX up and down already. All right, if there's anything else I missed or, something from the gainer side you want me to look at, just let me know. We'll go through it all, folks. Let's just be quick here on the loser side, though. Looks good. Boyle, low of the day. Maybe it's easy to borrow, or you can request the shares to short it. Not really a necessity to focus on this trade. RCAT taking a huge hit. Wow. Actually, the perfect hit. Wow, this is pretty good. All right, so let's see if we can get this to pull back even deeper over time. I don't think it's going to drop this low. That would be nice, though, if we can get historical support again like we had here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, though, maybe that was it. It was either that or it was more the resistance that it broke above here back from the middle of June. So if we can get at least, RCAT to begin to build support over time, let's start with this area. That could be a decent spot for a swing trade. You know what I mean? So not a bad thing to think about, but for this afternoon, we're not going to focus on it. We're not going to put it on our watch list. BTBT down right now. Hims, Weeble, Archer, all of those trades from like last week, pulling back a little bit. I'm still in on Weeble and Archer, but day to day, we'll keep those in mind. I mean, obviously, Weeble is looking nice, but Archer pulled back a lot today so far. Lunar, LUNR. I'm sorry. This thing is near the low right now, so wouldn't be bad to consider as a potential short. It's tradable. It's easy to borrow, but we're not like at a desperate point right now on our watch list. We already have a few great trades on the way up, And quite frankly, there could be better trades on the way down here, like this QUBT. Hard to borrow on my platform, but it's at the low of the day. So taking a huge hit this afternoon, seemingly. SMR, OKLO. A lot of these trades we've done so well on in the last week, 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever you want to say. Just having a bit of a red day today, that's all. Probably people just take some profit, but market's held up pretty nicely so far, even though lower high here, just holding pretty well. All right, so I'll tell you, not like a necessity to like really focus too much on like losers right now, unless if you know the markets are going to crap out, pull back completely the other way. But folks, if there's anything else looking good, up, down, left, right, more than 5%, just let me know here in chat. We will finish things up. Yeah, Pan W. Well, it looks like right now you're getting a little bit of a reversal, both manners here. S on the way down, the PANW going back up a little bit. This is just a little expensive. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. And then obviously, if the rumor is crap, then you're going to see a complete shift where S drops more. And then the Pan W trade pops back up then, either way. All right, but here we'll check out Benzinga Pro before we finish. And then that'll just about do, because we got like 3 trades on our watch list. That's just fine by me. We don't need to build it out to be this big, long, confusing watch list. 3 is just fine by me. Then right when we're back on the mic coming up here in about 20 or so minutes, we're going to start with our watch list as always, first 5, 10, 15 minutes. But if there's anything else moving, popping, halting, then we'll call it out appropriately at that point. But ETNF, RITR. Coming back to this one, doesn't look terrible. I wouldn't mind adding the ATNF trade. Now at this point, again, we don't have like a huge list, so I can add 1 or 2 more here and still fine. So yeah, that ATNF, at least this one, we're gonna put this on our watch list. I like this. All right, but I think that just about wraps it up, folks. So if you're joining us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., hey, just join us inside our live trading room. Go right down to the link scrolling down below on the banner there in blue, ctu.co/trial. But otherwise, just make sure to follow or subscribe right to our YouTube. Right down below at Cyber Trading U. But let's see, from Leda, did you already look at game? I did not. I didn't see it pop up on my scanner. So yeah, it's down 4%. So it might just be like a little pop drop. That's all. Big focal point. Remember, you want to focus on stocks that are up more than 5%. I mean, that's where your starting point is if you're looking for a buy. If you're focused on a stock down that, 10, 12%, whatever it is, 5% or more, you could say. If it's near the lows, that would constitute a potential short. So, 1 or 2 of those trades on the loser side, they were like possible shorts. The QUBT, I think that was the best one on the way down. I could add this, honestly, just because it's down a decent chunk at the lows. But that will just about do. I mean, we have a decent watch list here otherwise. We got a few good trades on the way up. Beyond Meat, the open trade still, the Sentinel one, if that wants to rebound, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? But otherwise, hey, again, if you're just joining us in class coming up, I look forward to seeing you just in about 15 or 20 minutes. The phase 2 stock course, we're going to resume that today with lesson number 2. Talk more about setting stops, taking profits, not just the entry, but now the management behind the trade, as well as, of course, looking to make money, getting out where you want to get out, your expectations behind the move. So it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to leave money on the table, but you want to at least take a solid, respectable chunk off the table at least, right? So we'll talk more about taking profits, knowing what to expect out of a move coming up in our next class. All right, but otherwise on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Again, we'll be back on tomorrow morning for you, bright and early at 9 o'clock Eastern. For all of us inside our trading room, Rich will be on in just about 10 or so minutes. Take care.